Okay, so if you run an e-commerce store, you probably know this feeling. You're spending a ton of time and money driving traffic to your site, but when you look at the bottom line, the profits just aren't moving. It's a super common story, but it doesn't have to be yours.
It really does feel like a treadmill, doesn't it? You're just constantly running, pouring money into ads, always chasing that next new customer just to keep your revenue from dipping. It's this expensive, honestly exhausting cycle that can make you feel like you're not getting anywhere at all.
So let's break this down. Most of us get laser focused on that classic e-commerce equation. Get more traffic and get a better conversion rate. And that makes sense. But what if I told you there's a third lever? A powerful, often overlooked component that might just be the most efficient way to grow your business.
So what is this hidden metric? Well, it's your average order value, or AOV for short. And this, right here, is the key. It's how you get off that traffic treadmill and start unlocking way more profitable growth, often from the customers you already have.
AOV, on the surface, is super simple. It's just the average amount of money each customer spends when they place an order. You just take your total revenue, divide it by the number of orders, and boom, there's your AOV. But, and this is a big but, while the math is easy, relying only on this single number can be surprisingly misleading.
And this quote from marketing expert Taylor Holiday just nails it. This simple average can hide what's really going on in your business. And if you use that one number alone to make decisions, you could be setting yourself up for some seriously flawed strategies.
And this chart shows you exactly why. Let's take this example from a brand called Kinda Hot Sauce. Their AOV, the average is $24. So you might think, great, people spend about $24. But look closer. Their most common order, what statisticians call the mode, is only $15. A handful of huge orders are pulling that average way up, hiding the fact that most of your customers are actually spending way less. This is why knowing your typical order is so much more important than just knowing your average.
Okay, so now that we get the metric and why it's so tricky, let's get into the fun part, the playbook. We're going to walk through some real, actionable strategies to help get your customers to happily spend a little more with every single order.
First up is one of the most powerful psychological tools in all of e-commerce: free shipping. Get this, a staggering 58% of shoppers will actively look for more things to buy just to hit that free shipping threshold. That word free is just incredibly powerful.
And the impact is absolutely huge. The data shows that when a customer's order qualifies for free shipping, that order is, on average, 30% larger. So this isn't about just giving something away. It's about strategically encouraging a much bigger purchase.
So how do you do this the smart way? It's a simple 3-step plan. First, find your mode, that $15 from our hot sauce example, not the $24 average. Second, set your free shipping threshold just a little higher, say 20 to 30% above that mode. And third, and this is key, make it visual. That little progress bar in the cart that says, hey, you're only $5 away from free shipping, works like an absolute charm.
All right, next tactic, bundling. And this is so much more than just trying to sell more stuff. It's about making the decision easier for your customer. A starter kit for a skincare brand? That takes all the guesswork out of it for a new customer. A complete the look bundle for an apparel store? You're solving their whole outfit in one click. And of course, the buy more, save more model is perfect for anything people use up and buy again. Each of these adds more value for them and a higher AOV for you.
Now, let's quickly clarify two classic sales tactics: upselling and cross-selling. Think of it like this. Upselling is convincing someone to buy the better, more expensive version of what they're already looking at, like upgrading from the standard to the premium model. Cross-selling is all about suggesting related products, like when you buy a camera and the site asks if you need a memory card to go with it.
But what if you're worried that showing an upsell might distract your customer and make them abandon their cart? Well, there's a genius, zero-risk strategy for that. It's called the post-purchase upsell. This offer only appears after the initial sale is complete, like on the thank you page. Their credit card has already been charged, the sale is locked in. It's a brilliant way to increase that order's value without any risk to the original conversion.
So, a higher AOV is obviously great for each individual sale, but its true power goes way beyond just the shopping cart. Let's talk about the ripple effect this has across your entire business.
Okay, let's connect AOV to its big brother, customer lifetime value, or CLV. I like to think of it like this. AOV is a snapshot. It's the value of one purchase at one moment in time. CLV is the whole movie. It's the total revenue a customer will bring to you over their entire relationship with your brand. And it's pretty clear, right? A higher AOV on each purchase is one of the most direct ways to create a much more valuable movie for each customer.
And here is where things get really, really powerful for your growth. A higher AOV directly pumps up the profitability of all your advertising. Every single dollar you put into Meta ads, Google ads, TikTok, you name it, suddenly starts working so much harder for you.
This little table makes it crystal clear. Your ROS, or return on ad spend, just measures how much money you get back for every dollar you spend on ads. So let's say you spend $100 and get 2 orders. If your AOV is $60, you made $120 for 1.2x ROS. Not bad. But look what happens if you increase that AOV to $85. That same $100 ad spend now brings in $170, a 1.7x ROS. You didn't spend a single cent more on ads, but your profit just jumped way up. That is the AOV multiplier effect.
Now here's the crucial warning. The goal isn't just a higher AOV at all costs. The biggest risk you can take is pushing so hard for a bigger order that you actually scare customers away and your conversion rate drops. That's why the ultimate metric, your true North Star, should be revenue per visitor. It balances both AOV and conversions, giving you the real, honest picture of your store's financial health.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground here. We've gone from a really common frustration to understanding a nuanced metric, and now you've got a whole playbook of solutions. So it's time to turn all of this insight into action.
So let's just recap the big takeaways. First, shift your focus away from just traffic and onto customer value. Second, use your mode, your most common order value, to make smart decisions, not the misleading average. Third, start using those powerful psychological triggers like free shipping thresholds and clever bundles. Remember that a higher AOV makes your ads more profitable and boosts lifetime value. And finally, always balance your AOV goals with your conversion rate.
And that brings us to the end of this deep dive. But really, for you, it's just the beginning. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to chew on. Based on everything we just talked about, what is the #1 AOV experiment you can get up and running in your store this week?